Olá pessoal, eu sou a Bebessaura, estamos de volta aqui com o Tangle Tower para descobrir quem matou a Freya. Se você não é inscrito, considere se inscrever aí, quem sabe eu solto vídeos legais, várias gameplays. Se você gostar desse vídeo, deixa um likezinho para me ajudar, para me apoiar. E se você quiser me ver jogando esses jogos ao vivo, me siga na Twitch também, twitch.tv/Bebessaura. Bora continuar, maluco? Vambora. É aqui. Eu tenho que mostrar o negócio pra... Ai, tá alto. Tenho que mostrar o negócio pra... Pra quem que é mesmo? Pra coisa aqui, né? É a Pop, não é? Eu posso marcá-la como suspeita? Não, cadê? Aqui, né? O que eu tinha que mostrar pra ela? Claro. Eu esqueci o que é que eu tinha que mostrar pra ela. Vou mostrar tudo. Ah, tem esse pedaço de foto rasgado. Uhum. Ah, sim. Ah, suspeito. Suspeitíssimo. Ah, eu acho que eu já mostrei. Eu vou falar tudo. Já que eu tô aqui.
3 pointers and 5 fellows. 4 fellows.
Huh.
What's the connection between them?
There isn't one. Not really. It was all built by the Remington family. Flora is a Remington, originally. So
Flora.
Primrose, my mother.
Primrose.
She married into the Pointers, and Flora married into the Fellows.
So, the Fellows and the Pointers own the house now?
Flora owns the house. Depending on who you ask, that means her husband Felix owns it too.
What about your father?
His claim over the house kind of fell apart after my mother left.
Where's your mother now?
No idea.
Ah, eu quero mostrar as penas pra coisa também.
Something I noticed about Freya's knife wound.
Hit me.
From what we could tell, the blade went in at an exact right angle, perpendicular to Freya's body. There's only one small pool of blood. Nothing on Freya's hands, or anywhere else. The whole thing is just a little too peaceful.
Parece armada até demais, hã? Quero mostrar essa fita.
Is mine.
A fita dela, ah.
Well, yes, it was. I gave it to Freya about a year ago.
É dela tocando, né?
It was blank. Freya said she wanted to record something.
Any idea how it ended up underwater?
Maybe someone wanted to destroy it, but got really lazy.
Eu não sei, sinceramente. E essa outra fita aqui?
Now that's not really my style, is it?
But
Sei
who
lá.
else would own a tape like this?
Literally anybody?
Que mais que eu posso mostrar? Essa partitura já que ela toca.
Can you play the tune for us?
Sure. It's literally 8 notes. I have it memorized.
Ah, é, 8 notas. Estranho, ficou silêncio. Tá. Eu acho que eu quero ir... Ué, tem alguma coisa que eu tinha que mostrar pra ela que era diferente? O que eu esqueci de mostrar? Caralho, eu esqueci completamente o que era pra mostrar pra ela. O diário?
Is that Fifi's diary? I'm sure I've seen it in her room before.
That's where we found it.
Have you ever read it? Do you know what's written in there?
Nope. I'm sure she wouldn't appreciate me invading her privacy.
I thought you and Fifi were close friends.
Yeah, we are. It's just Fifi's gotten kinda impatient with me recently.
Do you know why?
I'm not sure.
sure she'd tell you if you asked.
Oh, she would. She'd give it to me straight.
Hmm.
Probably why I've been avoiding it.
Faz sentido. Vamos ver a estátua de
What
harpa.
do you make of the statue?
I know that's the only harp in the
Nada,
world.
só mostrei as coisas pra ela.
I've never actually seen
E ela não
it.
falou nada demais.
It's from before your time.
Oh, definitely. You see how old this statue is?
Aham.
The symbols. One of them looks like piano keys.
Yeah. Weird. Don't you
Carta.
think it's weird that the letter isn't addressed to anyone or signed by anyone?
Uhum.
Someone's being deliberately secretive.
Or trying to manipulate you. When I first saw it, I thought it looked like Flora was holding a knife with blood on the tip.
É,
Think
então.
that anymore?
No, it was a stupid thing to say. Through
Parece
the
a
dark,
pena também.
I was in shock. I'm just an idiot.
But it
Tadinha.
was blood on the tip. If you hadn't said anything, maybe Fifi wouldn't have checked.
Exactly. It's stupid.
Hum.
But we would have missed out on an important clue.
Is it a clue? Really? Tell me how it's a clue. Tell me how it helps.
Ela é muito estranha.
Nothing about the knife makes any sense. It's just freaking everyone out. Wish I'd never said anything. It was my mother's originally.
Ah, o gramofone era dela.
Why is it up in Flora's room?
She just gets the most use out of it.
Hum.
Freya would borrow it too sometimes. Oh, you've been to the greenhouse?
Ah, a estufa também.
Impressive, I guess. But kind of unsettling, with Fitz lurking in the shadows the whole time.
Hmm.
He does that.
O vaso de
I've
fro?
seen that one before. Was it in the greenhouse?
Hum.
No, we found it in Penny's room.
Right. I think it's kind of cruel to keep 3 birds in one cage like that.
Demais.
Can you not let them out to fly?
Oh, she does. She must do. But I don't think they're allowed to go far.
Uhum.
They can be a little protective.
Tá vendo? São 3 pássaros e tem 4 penas. Sobre esse besouro.
Insects around here, but I've never seen one like that.
Besouro
Not
dourado.
sure anyone has.
Freya might have. She used to keep beetles in her
Ah,
box.
aquela caixinha lá era de besouros.
Why?
For fun, obviously.
Hum. Esse óvulos vazio.
Nothing.
Freya would always load up the palette with all the exact colors she was gonna need.
Uhum.
It helped her zone out and focus on the actual painting itself. Like getting all your sheet music lined up before playing a long piece.
Uhum.
Right. So the blob of black paint in the middle, that was for painting Flora?
Flora's dress, yeah. She wears even more black than I do. Why is the glass cracked down one side?
Boa
Natural
pergunta.
wear and tear, maybe?
No way. Freya took good care of her stuff.
Hum.
Whose paints are those?
They belong to Felix, I think.
Aham.
Is that supposed to be Flora?
Possibly?
Oh. How nice.
Caralho, eu tinha que mostrar alguma coisa específica pra ela.
I see something different.
Did Freya ever tell you what she saw in it?
Not exactly. She said something about
Sim, ela escolheu.
a nightmare.
Sorry, but if it was from a nightmare, why would you paint it and leave it in front of your bed?
Maybe she wanted to take control of it.
Faz
The
sentido.
physical form can make it easier to deal with. Well, sometimes.
Caramba, isso faz muito sentido.
That belongs to Flora, I think.
Do you know where those earmuffs came from?
Os abafadores.
Them there.
Why?
I found them lying around. I think they belong to Fitz. I put them on the statue so he'd see them. I thought they looked like headphones. Like he's in the recording studio with his guitar.
Que bonitinho, pior que parece mesmo.
They do belong to Fitz. He hasn't taken them back yet. When did you find them?
This morning.
Where?
I don't know, in a hallway.
Hum.
Remember exactly.
E as penas, é a única coisa que eu não mostrou isso.
In the rooftop garden. They seem to really like it up there.
Why's that?
It's quiet.
Posso perguntar de as pessoas? Será que eu tinha que perguntar de uma pessoa pra ela? Eu ainda tenho que fazer alguma pergunta pra ela que eu não me lembro. Eu quero falar com a Penny sobre alguns... sobre as penas. Eu posso falar com essas duas coisas sobre todo mundo.
It's probably quite impressive. To a visitor, fresh eyes and all that.
Not to you.
Try living in it for 20 years. The sheen wears off. If it wasn't for my fits, I'd have little reason to stay.
What about inheritance? You're the next oldest pointer after your uncle, aren't you?
Well, thank you very much for phrasing it like that.
Chamou ela de velha.
Any money left in the Pointer family will pass down directly to Poppy.
Is that fair?
I couldn't care less, to be perfectly honest.
Sei.
Finally! I get to see a detective's case file.
That's a very specific thing to be excited about.
Aham.
Only last week I asked that miserable Hawkshaw woman if I could see her case notes.
I'm guessing she said no.
Would have been much more polite if she had just said no. Instead, she accused me of being, what was it?
Sensacionalista?
Sensationalist.
Sobre essas penas.
Used to be all kinds of birds here at Tangle Tower. The most fascinating breeds, all totally unique.
Used to be? There are birds all over the place.
Most of them are rather ordinary, I'm afraid.
What happened to the non-ordinary ones?
That is a very good question. I must say the girls are awfully well behaved today. I think they know we're in the presence of company.
They belong to you? Why do you keep them in a cage?
They need a special diet, particular treatment. I let them out to fly occasionally, of course. But they're all one of a kind. I couldn't let anything happen to them.
Do they have names?
Of course. Let me introduce you to Tabitha, Tamara, and Tatiana.
Tatiana.
I've already forgotten all three of those names.
Which one is which?
Oh, that's simple. Tatiana is the oldest, Tabitha is the most patient, and Tamara has the best sense of rhythm.
Glad we cleared that up.
What about the one on your head?
On my head? It's just my hat. It doesn't have a name. Who would name their hat?
É o quê? É um chapéu? Ok. Vamos ver. Essa aqui é você?
Can't decide what's worse. How she looks here, or how she looks now.
Do you know who this is? In the photo?
Absolutely no idea.
Sei.
Freya was very talented, even at that age.
How old this photo is?
Not sure. Must be a couple of years at least. Sometime before Fiona settled on her current style.
E filha de Fiona? E sobre a presente que ela deu?
Oh, did Fit show you that?
Not exactly.
We found it hidden under his bed.
Ah, right.
Ah, tem esse papel aqui, né? Que tava nas coisas dela.
That's rather strange now, isn't it?
Aham.
We found it in your room.
Just lying around, was it?
Nope. You'd hidden it, but we found it. Who's the her in the message? And what's the deal with the petals?
It's really none of your business.
Aham.
Yes, it's my, my flower.
You don't like it?
I'm no good at caring for plants. I forget to water them. Birds are much easier. They're a lot more vocal when they get thirsty.
Do you at least like the look of the flower?
The look?
The colors? The shape of it?
Between you and me, I think it's a little vulgar.
Como uma planta pode ser vulgar? Cara, eu acho que eu preciso voltar na...
There's something about those petals we found in Penny's room. Something suspicious.
Com certeza.
Let's ask her about it.
Ué.
So...
Ah, a gente pode ir na
we
suspeita.
found this.
It's nothing.
Não
He
sei.
wrote, "Now I'll get her" on a piece of paper.
Ah,
and
você
put
não
it in the
suspeita.
room.
Entendi.
That's not nothing.
Actually, it's not the message I wanted to ask about. It's those red flower petals.
The petals.
Uhum.
They're from red roses. And there's only one place in Tangle Tower with red roses.
We need a clue. Something that shows the roses and who they belong to.
Então. Não é aqui? Não. Alguma coisa que fale sobre... Aqui, não? Como é que eu... Uhum.
It's a drawing of Fitz and
Aqui.
Poppy in the rooftop garden. See what Fitz is holding?
Aham.
I can't imagine what you're getting at.
Uhum.
Doesn't matter. I couldn't have taken anything from the rooftop garden. It's only accessible from Fitz's room or Poppy's room. How could I have taken something from a garden to which I have no access?
Is it really only accessible from those 2 bedrooms?
For most people, it would be. But don't forget, Penny's the resident ornithologist.
Ah.
My dears, what are you accusing me of?
De que vocês estão me acusando? Foi dado, foi usado para subornar, usado para espionar, usado para matar.
Pointer's telescope was
Vamos ver.
used to spy on Poppy and Fitz and steal evidence from them. Almost. Maybe just change one thing.
Uma coisa? Sim. Aham.
Pointer's telescope was used to spy on
Acho que é
Poppy
aqui.
and Fitz because they were planning a murder. Nope.
Mas não funcionou?
Telescope was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz, but it didn't work. That's not right.
Caralho, onde será que tá? Ah, peraí.
One of Penny's brains
Aha.
was used to spy on Poppy and Fitz and steal evidence from them.
Uhum.
We know those two have been spending time together. In the garden. I'm guessing you got paranoid. Wanted to know what they were up to.
Exato.
I'm just not the jealous type. I would never suspect Fitz of anything like that.
Ah,
Besides, Tabitha hardly ever leaves her cage. She's certainly never flown up to the rooftop garden.
We
Mas
need
nós
a clue to
temos
compare
pens-
Penny's birds. Something to prove one of them has been in the rooftop garden.
Aqui.
Let's take a closer look at these.
É, foi usado pra matar, foi deixado pra trás por... Aqui.
Silver feather was left behind by Penny's yellow bird when it visited the rooftop garden.
I can't stand it! Two of them are hidden away up there in their private little garden.
Não, ela desabou.
I was spying on them myself, so I asked dear Tabitha to do it for me. I knew she'd be able to bring me back some evidence.
Sorry, Penny, but are you not overreacting a little?
Traição!
Understand? Fitz is slipping away from me. He's so quiet with me these days. But being with Poppy seems to bring him out of his shell. I don't know what he sees in her miserable little...
I apologize. This really isn't your burden to bear.
Então já sei o que eu tenho que fazer aqui com a Pop. A gente também tem que mostrar a nossa suspeita.
I need to confirm something with you, Poppy.
Confirm away.
What can you tell us about this cassette tape? Is it yours?
It belongs to Freya. She liked to have music playing while she was painting, you know.
Do you know what kind of music is on this tape?
No idea. Acid jazz?
It's piano music. Sounds an awful lot like your music, to be honest.
Sure it doesn't belong to you?
Why are we even talking about this? Cassette tapes have been redundant for a good few years now.
The tape was found at the crime scene. It was in the gramophone.
It's not mine. I'd never own anything like that.
Why not?
Not my color.
Eu tenho certeza que é ela naquela foto.
You used to like these colors.
Ridiculous.
É ela naquela foto.
Compare with the cassette tape. Something that proves Poppy used to like these colors.
É aquele negócio na foto. É aqui, ó. É porque é exatamente aqui, ó.
Let's take a closer look at this.
Aqui, ó. Ali. Bem aqui, ó. A mensagem na fita. A fita cassete rosa. Encontrado. Usado por aqui. Aqui?
The pink cassette tape found at the crime scene matches the pink cassette player used by Poppy in this old photo.
That is
Você
not...
virou gótica, né?
I'll prove it.
Aqui, não é?
You look a little different, but Fifi and Freya are pretty recognizable. It's clearly a photo of you with your two best friends. Why'd you tear it up and then hide it?
I think the answer
Porque ela
is
virou gótica.
straightforward. Poppy doesn't want to look like that anymore.
That's it. Makes this whole thing seem kind of irrelevant.
Maybe. It depends on the reason.
So she doesn't want to look like that anymore?
The passage of time is a powerful thing.
This means that pink cassette tape does belong to you, Poppy.
It used to. I recorded some piano music onto it and gave it to Freya as a gift. Years ago.
Freya could have easily been listening to this tape at the exact moment she was killed.
Aham.
There's gotta be a connection between the tape, the gramophone, and the murder.
There's one other thing I want to know. How did it get that crack down the middle?
I have no idea.
Sei. Muito que bem. A gente tem mais algumas coisas pra perguntar pras pessoas sobre as coisas que a gente achou.
What is your opinion of Tangle Tower?
Tantas perguntas, muitas.
Elaborate gardens, unique architecture.
Must be worth a fortune.
Why do you ask, Fifi?
I am the heir of the Fellow family and the Remington family. This makes me the sole beneficiary of Tangle Tower.
That's quite an inheritance.
Pra caramba mesmo. Ela tem bastante motivos.
Anything, Fifi. If you don't want the house, just tell them. Or just sell it. Who cares?
You sound like her.
Eu me lembro ela quem?
What do you know?
Well, we know Freya was stabbed with a knife, and then she fell.
Correction. She was stabbed with something. There was no knife found at the crime scene,
Ah,
From the one in the painting.
which as a mere abstract representation does not count. Nobody has ever been stabbed by the concept of a knife.
vamos ver as coisas que a gente tem. O diário dela, né?
A book. my book.
And what's in it?
Pages.
Sobre o que mais que eu posso perguntar para a Fifi? Sobre esse besouro, talvez?
Is interesting. Where did you find it?
In the astronomy tower.
And yet, it does not concern the field of astronomy.
Nope.
In fact, you could even say that entomology is the exact opposite of astronomy.
Yeah, you could.
I would not say that, however.
Oh, you wouldn't?
No, it would be quite naive. To study science in any field is to study the connections between all matter in the universe, living or inanimate.
Ah, foi aqui mesmo? Eu não sabia dizer se foi no fone ou se foi fora. Isso aqui também a gente achou no quarto da Fifi, né?
I believe Freya was attempting to communicate something through this painting.
Any idea what it was?
I am not the person to ask. All I see is a blood-red mountain with angry storm clouds brewing above it. As such, I cannot ascertain any meaning from it whatsoever.
Foi no quarto. É, sim. Esse aqui a gente
There is
mexeu no
a drawing
quarto.
of me, a drawing of Detective Hawkshaw, and a drawing of Poppy and Fitz.
Ela ficou meio em choque. Eu não sei se eu tenho muito mais coisas. Eu quero perguntar algumas coisas pro Fitz.
Something about that diary we found in Fifi's room. Something.
Suspicious.
Let's ask her about it.
Ah, então vamos. Vem aqui, minha filha. Você tem que falar o que tem aqui dentro, caralho.
In your bedroom.
Of course it is mine. Ridiculous question.
Why is it locked up like that?
Do you seriously require an explanation? Very well. A fairly common concept, the so-called secret diary, is favored in particular by girls between the ages of 10 and...
So, there are secrets written in here?
Ooh.
This particular diary is unused.
Sei.
Look unused.
It's somebody else's diary.
How could you arrive at that conclusion? It
No
is
sé.
kept in my bedroom. It is mine.
We need a clue to compare with the diary. Something to prove who the original owner was.
Alguma coisa que comprove o dono original? Vixe. Nossa senhora, eu não sei se eu consigo... Ah, olha, eu acredito que tem alguma coisa a ver com essa estrelinha aqui, ó. Algo a ver com isso. Mas não sei.
That's not it.
Não. Aqui! Aqui na foto, ó. É da Freya.
Let's take a closer look at this.
É da Freya. Aqui, ó. Dá pra ver a estrela aqui, ó. É a mesma que tá aqui. Mas foi colocada uma tranca de metal. É similar a... Porque foi roubado? O que prova que pertence a Freya.
Blue book is somewhat similar to the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya. Almost. Maybe just change one thing.
Mas só pode ser sobre o diário.
This blue book is somewhat similar
Não é.
to the secret diary because it was stolen. Nope.
Não, então aqui acho que ele é porque é da Freya. É o poço, estava dentro. É a mesma coisa.
This blue book is the same thing as the secret diary, which proves it belonged to Freya.
Não, era da Freya mesmo.
You were hiding Freya's diary in your room, and you kept it locked, too.
Aham.
Would I do either of these things?
Sei lá. Fifi sempre... Sempre suspeitou ou destruiu. Achou que não havia. Não queria que ninguém visse. Acho que ela não queria que ninguém visse os segredos particulares Dentro do diário da Freya.
Didn't want anyone to see personal secrets within Freya's diary.
Is this true, Fifi?
I know Freya was your friend, but if you're trying to hide something...
You did not know Freya, so this might be difficult to understand. She did her own thing, in her own way. By concealing Freya's written accounts, it is simply my intention to preserve her innocence.
Innocence?
It'd be easier if you just let us read the diary, Fifi.
Me dá essa droga aqui.
I will open it. However, as you read it, please remember, Freya was the most kind and the most wise person I have ever known.
Tem alguma coisa louca que ela escreveu ali.
All right. Fifi unlocked the diary.
Finally. What's in there?
Olha. Está de volta em carne e osso agora. Será que fui eu? Será que eu deixei... Será que eu deixei escapar? Talvez eu deva jogar fora aquele quadro. Garralma funciona. Coisinha impressionante. Tenho 2 agora. Preciso de mais 2. O que é garralma? Encontrei meu caminho até o meio. Bastante simples comparado à harpa. Eu vi todos os 5, com olhos rabiscados de preto. Apesar de tudo, ainda tenho uma promessa a cumprir. Farei meu melhor. Ela precisa de companhia. Só tem isso? Doido. Não sei se entendi. Mas eu quero perguntar a algumas outras pessoas sobre alguns outros itens que a gente tem. Se você perguntar sobre todos, sobre Tangle Tower.
Built by the Remington family originally. Dear Flora's father and his associates.
But now it's owned by you? By the Fellow family?
A família Fellow.
Fellows and the Pointers have both come to claim a certain degree of ownership.
And who named it Tangle Tower?
Flora chose the name.
Ela escolheu alguma coisa? Ela fala?
I think it was her intention that it mean nothing at all. Something of a fresh start.
From what?
Sei lá.
It isn't for me to say, but she had some kind of disagreement with her siblings.
Nossa, tem sempre problema de família.
The name of the house. I think perhaps she hoped it would make them feel unwelcome. Yes, less likely to come back.
That's
Credo. Meio estranho mesmo.
It is rather, isn't it?
É, família é complicado.
It's my case file. It's how I know what I'm supposed to be doing.
You mean to say you're bound by the limits of what's written in this little document?
Oh, como assim, meu filho?
I found it comforting.
Tá, agora vamos perguntar sobre coisas importantes. Sobre isso aqui.
Like Freya's paints.
Do you know why the pots are cracked down one side?
No, that's very odd. They're normally in excellent condition.
Sei.
sure about that.
E sobre suas miniaturas?
I've been carving for a couple of years now. I was hopeless when I started, but it didn't take me long to master it, as you can see.
Do you make them yourself too?
I do indeed. Freya kindly taught me the basics. Nowadays, I can make just about anything I can imagine. Of course, this particular model is a self-portrait based on hard fact.
Sei.
Fact, huh? So, you own a sword, Felix?
Of course, I own a great
Ele sempre cai meio em contradição.
stored well away from Tangle Tower. Safety first and all that.
Ele esconde muita coisa também. Você esconde algo.
You found it. What do you think, huh? I had to rush the final touches a little bit. It turned out all right, though.
What's it supposed to be?
It's Flora, of course, surrounded by all her favorite people.
E um pássaro. Não tem mais nada que perguntar a respeito? Quero perguntar da paleta, sim.
It's unlike her to leave paint on the brush.
I think we'll give her a pass, given the circumstances.
Ah, Yes, so we shall.
E essa carta aberta?
I'm as confused as you are. It would have been a beautiful painting, as rather a shame Freya was unable to finish it.
Nothing about it seems strange to you.
Well, all these modern paintings are slightly strange, aren't they?
Uh-huh.
The emotion of the piece taking over from, say, anatomical accuracy.
What about the knife in Flora's hand?
A knife? That's what you see?
You don't?
Hmm.
Well, as I was saying, Freya's artistic approach distorts certain shapes. Hard to say exactly what we're looking at.
Não aludiu a muitas coisas. Vamos falar com o Fitz sobre algumas das coisas que a gente achou também. Isso aqui ainda não fez sentido.
Actually, I have no idea what it's about.
Tem isso aqui também, ó. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Mas ainda não descobri qual que é feito.
Not a whole lot.
Vamos falar com ele sobre algumas coisinhas. Sobre, por exemplo, esse desenho.
One of these drawings is of you in the rooftop garden.
Pode ser, eu poderia ter olhado.
Hobby.
Are we done?
Oxi.
Nice painting. Gives you a pretty good idea of the layout.
The lake looks like it forms a perfect circle around the island.
It seems strange to you, but nature is quite capable of producing perfectly geometric forms.
Aham.
Mountain, cliff things around the outside.
We don't know much about them. They're unscalable.
Impossível de escalar?
Gone up there.
What's that?
This painting, it's speculative. There are no photographs from this angle as far as I know.
So Freya just made it up.
Let's call it an informed estimation. Who gave you that information?
A gente coletou.
Well,
We don't actually know who it was. We were contacted anonymously.
I see. And what happens if the person who contacted you turns out to be the murderer?
I never thought about that.
Honestly, that would be kind of fun. Like a twist, you know?
É, seria mesmo. Essa aqui.
A flower.
Yeah, it's a flower. We found it in Penny's room.
Okay.
Mean anything to you?
Why would it?
Come on.
I don't really go into Penny's room or anywhere in Pointer Tower. I just don't have a reason to. Those petals,
What?
they're red. This is a good example of how things work. I mix that soil here in the greenhouse. It's made with water from the lake.
And it makes the fruit grow all shiny and gem-stony.
Sometimes, you never really know what's going to happen.
Esse cara é muito esquisito.
Do with this shiny and edible fruit.
You look at it.
A pá dele.
This is yours, Fitz?
Yeah,
Do you use it?
I keep all my tools in the greenhouse.
That wasn't what she asked.
Por que ele não usaria? Foi presente.
Those are mine, the earmuffs. They went missing about a week ago.
What do you need earmuffs for?
I use them for gardening sometimes.
Why? You don't own a chainsaw, do you?
No, I wear them while I'm gardening and it stops people from trying to talk to me.
Aham.
Genius.
Ah, sei lá. Será que tem mais alguma coisa a perguntar também?
Looks like someone doesn't want you to read that book.
That's the main thing making me want to read it.
Alguma
Freya's
coisa?
best work, in my opinion. Although the photo doesn't carry the same energy as the real thing.
Hã? Como
What
assim?
it's a painting of?
What do you mean?
Like, what's the subject matter? What's that big red thing?
Oh, I don't think it's that kind of painting.
Não entendi.
Poppy's piano music. I remember when she started learning.
Ah, é. Verdade, a foto tá pop.
That's generally how it works.
Right. Of course.
Any idea who this is?
No idea.
Ele sabe, ele tá escondendo.
What's with the broken glass?
Tá. Não muitas informações. Eu deveria tentar abrir aquele negócio também. E sobre isso aqui, professor?
We found some research. What's up with this golden beetle? Is this something you're studying?
I can't help you, I'm afraid. I think it must be something left behind by a previous inhabitant of Tangle Tower. I'm not the first scientist to ever walk these halls, you know.
Well, it wasn't in the halls. It was in your astronomy tower.
So which one is Tangle Tower?
What's that?
There are 2 towers, right? Flora's tower and your astronomy tower.
Neither? Truly, I have no idea. You'd have to ask Flora.
She named the house?
The whole thing is a result of her squabbling with her family.
With Felix, you mean? Her husband?
No, her brother and sister, and her father. The Remington family was a rather tumultuous little unit, you see. I don't think Flora has spoken with any of them in over a decade. Not exactly a wealth of information, is it?
It's enough.
Será que eu posso perguntar pra Flora sobre esse desenho? Ela vai falar alguma coisa?
Did you ask Freya to paint this? Or was it her idea?
Sim.
What is that you're holding in the painting, Flora? Some people have been saying it's a knife.
Ela não fala. Por que isso não é a coisa mais suspeita possível, o fato dela não falar? Vou mostrar tudo pra ela, ver se alguma coisa ela fala.
Is this your gramophone?
Ela sequer acena com a cabeça.
Do you know why it's cracked?
Eu não sei porque a gente insiste. Ela realmente não fala nada.
Flora, this is...
É seu ovo? São seus ovos?
Why do you keep it locked?
Is there supposed to be something in there? Or is it always empty?
Eu não sei se quando ela faz assim significa que ela tá incomodada com a
Do you know
pergunta.
anything about these birds? Or birds in general?
Ó, ela não reage a nada. Mas eu gosto de mostrar, porque acho que quanto mais eu mostro, deve ter alguma coisa pra perguntar pros outros.
You haven't seen this yet, have you?
It's a little model
É uma
of you.
figura muito misteriosa.
People next to you.
This is a photo of Fifi, isn't it? Your daughter?
É uma foto da Fifi.
Have you seen this book before? Do you know who it belongs to?
Não, ela vai continuar. Foi dormir muda e acordou
I
calada.
thought she was gonna say something there.
É, sim.
Do you recognize any of these feathers?
Nada de nada. Muito bem. Eu acho que eu já perguntei. Deixa eu ver. Ah, não mesmo.
Somebody taking an interest in extinct animals.
Extinct.
Oh, yes. The book is very old. Most of the birds in it are long gone.
Well, what about this bird, though? The ink dip.
This one, well, it was thought to be extinct for a long time. Then one was found here at Tangle Tower.
Oh.
So it's not extinct.
You misunderstand. It was the last one. The very last.
Oh.
Triste. E sobre coisas do diário?
Oh, a secret diary.
That's our guess too.
Excellent.
O que mais será que eu posso perguntar pra ela?
Goodness me. Poppy really doesn't take care of her belongings, does she?
It wasn't in Poppy's room. It was in the little pond in the garden.
Exactly! Hardly the place for it. I'm
Sabe alguma
sure
coisa?
I've read about this creature somewhere. Don't remember anything about him playing the harp, though.
Achei que ela sabia alguma coisa.
Hello. Who penned this juicy little number?
We don't know. It's not signed.
An anonymous letter? Classic clue.
Está clássica.
I doubt Freya intended it, but the overall effect is a little unsettling. Don't you think?
Não sei se a intenção dela não foi dela.
She's an inescapably haunting presence, bless her.
Sou obrigada a concordar.
Poppy's gramophone. She's had it for a long
Ah,
time.
também tem desenho
As
de
a young
rosa aqui.
child, she'd call it her mama phone, on account of it belonging to her mother.
That's cute.
Oh yes, adorable.
Ela com certeza não gosta da irmã.
Terrible.
You recognize it?
The color scheme. 3 different pinks. Obscene.
Brega.
Freya doesn't take very good care of her paints, does she? But then she was always rather bohemian.
Ué, tem gente que fala que ela
Had her own
cuidava muito bem.
priorities.
E ela tá falando que ela não era
That's
esculachada.
rather sad. Gaudy old thing, isn't it? Flora seems very fond of it. I've never understood why. But then I could say the same thing about her husband.
Que horror.
Heyo.
Not a fan of insects myself. Whose research is this?
We were hoping you might know.
No, can't say I... Freya, perhaps. I know she was always very fond of grubby little
Se ela
things
falasse
like
alguma coisa.
Noted.
Ooh, delightful. More of a gemstone than a fruit, isn't it?
Inedible, too, I think.
Yes. At one point I thought Fitz might be growing them to sell them.
Mas
But
aparentemente
honestly,
não.
I think he just likes the way they look. I know a lot of people rather like this painting, but it's a little much for me. I find it overbearing.
Com
And for some
certeza.
reason, it makes me feel bad for Freya. I think she was more troubled than we knew. Very nice.
You've seen these before?
Yes.
All of them. Even this one of...
Yes.
Sim, eu
Haven't
já
seen this one in a
vi.
while. He lives in the music room, doesn't he?
Currently.
É, eu acho que talvez.
Looks a little simple for Poppy, doesn't it? I thought she was a grade 12 or something.
I didn't know there were that many grades.
I'm sure they invented some new ones just for her.
Eu já tô mostrando tudo aqui pra ela, vamos ver. Tá, opa. Olha isso aqui.
A bit vain to carve wooden figurines of oneself, isn't it?
Um pouco, concordo.
If I'm not mistaken, that little red and white one is supposed to be a bird of some kind.
Eu já mostrei tudo pra ela. Certo, eu queria ver isso aqui.
Bird diagrams. Hand-painted.
They're beautiful. Someone really knows their stuff.
Mas acho que não tem
Bird
mais nada.
diagrams.
They're beautiful. Someone...
Eu acho que tinha que ter alguma coisa que a gente deveria saber fazer a partir de agora nessa porra de estátua aqui. Em relação... Opa. O que tem na carta mesmo? A combinação está na outra página. Quando tiver decorado, destrua o papel. Eu não concordo com o seu motivo. Você não vai encontrar nada lá embaixo.
I'm still not sure about this thing.
Should we take another look?
Eu quero ver de novo uma coisa. Ah, ele já fala que pelo visto não dá pra resolver.
Let's come back later.
Ele já fala que não dá pra resolver.
Spooky. What do you think it's for?
I think it's
Is
just...
it working?
No.
Ai. Vamos a ver. Vou voltar aqui pra entrada. Eu não sei se tem mais nada que eu consiga
It's a
ver.
bird bath. Is that just rainwater? Looks a
The
little...
birds seem to like it.
They're even singing a little tune. Toot, 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 toot.
Please don't do that.
Queria ver se eu talvez
Ground's
achava
moist.
alguma coisa.
It's not muddy. Wonder how often it rains here.
I cannot believe how exciting this murder investigation is already.
It's just an archway, but it seems a little ominous.
Verdade.
Like walking through it might give you bad luck.
Parece
Right.
mesmo as músicas que eles fazem. Que eles cantam, né? Mas é, que realmente não tem mais nada. Eu não sei se eu preciso achar mais alguma coisa.
Freya's bear.
Looks pretty...
He's had a rough couple of days. Painting supplies.
It's a little glass box.
I think it's a
Come
vivare.
again?
See the leaves and twigs might have been for keeping insects.
É, isso a gente já sabe.
Did Freya paint those animals?
They're kind of simplistic.
Maybe she painted them when she was younger.
Mas eu não sei. Eu acho que eu cliquei em tudo, em todos os quartos. E eu devia continuar perguntando coisas para as pessoas. Tem esse espaço vazio aqui também. Eu ainda não saquei.
Tangle Tower. No idea why they insist on calling it that. It's not even a tower. It's little more than a pair of turrets stuck on either side of a mansion.
Have you searched the whole place?
I believe so. Why?
He wants to know if you found any secret rooms.
I'm afraid the residents of Tangle Tower are far too ordinary for
Tem
anything
alguma
like
coisa
that.
embaixo daquele
I was
negócio lá.
disappointed too. You truly consider this a case file?
What's
Que
wrong with
isso?
it?
No organization, no system.
Que grossa.
That's my style. I like seeing everything laid out at once. Yeah, it helps me think.
How quaint.
Para sacar.
Conveniently left anonymous.
Com
It's
certeza.
useless until you can prove to whom it concerns. Can you do that?
No?
No.
Grossa. Grossa.
A diary. Have you read it?
Not
Aham.
yet. It's locked.
Ué,
And
lemos
you
sim.
haven't attempted to force it open?
That would be cheating.
Have you deciphered the meaning of those 4 symbols on the harp?
Não.
We're working on it.
That's a no then.
Ai, ai, tudo ela é muito chata.
Where'd you dig that up?
It wasn't buried. It was underwater.
Someone trying to conceal evidence, perhaps? Makes quite an impression, doesn't it? Although I can't imagine why she painted Flora wielding a knife.
You didn't see a knife anywhere in Flora's room, did you?
I did not. I conclude whatever stabbed Freya must have been brought into the room from outside. Unless, of course, it was the painting itself.
Surely
que a
you
gente ainda
don't believe in
acredita
that kind of
nisso?
thing.
A detective's job is to examine every avenue of thinking. You got it open. I'm impressed. I managed it myself yesterday. I thought Flora might be hiding something in there.
It was empty yesterday, too.
It was. Perhaps it's always been empty.
Estranho. Hã? Bom, gente, eu vou encerrar essa parte do YouTube aqui. Então, se você está vendo isso no YouTube, aguarde para a próxima parte. Mas, se você quiser ver sempre igual, tudo direitinho, casadinho, considerem me seguir na Twitch. Muito obrigada, um beijo e até o próximo.